Hi there, folks. It's December 7th. It's a Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I am back for another economic observation update. Sorry again. It's been a while. I had a little health scare. Turned out to be nothing. Went to the ENT doctor this morning, and they're just I'm gonna have a little bit of surgery next week, and they're gonna remove some tonsil tissue that grew back. Who knew the shit grew back, right? I had them removed when I was 5 years old. And with a little irritation or a little something, the tonsils started growing back. So anyway, I'm okay. And again, I'm sorry that I was unable to do it, but my mind was preoccupied because when you do a Google search or a YouTube search about lumps in your mouth, it kind of takes you to places you don't really want to go. Anyway, I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. I walked into the office and him and his son were having a debate on politics, right? And Steve was clearly on the Republican side, and David was certainly on the Democratic side. Now, Steve claims he's an independent. I am an independent. I have voted both Republican and Democrat in my life. I am not committed to one party, although after the past administration, I leaned one way just because I didn't like what I was seeing. But that can flop at any time or flip, depending upon who the candidate is and their credentials and where we are in the United States. I mean, I think balance is good. It also, I think people vote with where they are in life. Anyway, Steve was adamant that, we shouldn't be paying people to sit at home. He doesn't think that there should be stimulus checks. He didn't think that unemployment should be extended. Steve was, a proponent of, oh, fine, sure, nationalize Facebook and Amazon and Google and, take all their profits and nationalize everything and all this. And his son argued, and then I joined the conversation. And last month, we had over 700,000 people losing their jobs every week. That's 3 million people losing their jobs just in 1 month. And this has been going on for 6 months. And the 3 months earlier, we saw exponentially more people. Yeah, some jobs have come back, but folks, businesses are shutting down and people are losing their jobs like we've never seen. There are upwards of 25 million people unemployed. So I was trying to explain this. There were 25 million people that lost their jobs, Steve. What do you want them to do? Their forbearances are running out. Their rent moratoriums are running out. Unemployment is running out. Student loans, everything is coming to a halt. And Congress doesn't seem to give a shit about those people. About 25 plus million people. Folks, time is running out. It is December 7th today. So Steve's answer was, well, they should go find a job. And I said, a job doing what? He says, well, the government should invest in building bridges. That was his answer. 100 years ago, after the first Great Depression, or the Great Depression, or whatever you call it, they invested heavily in infrastructure. And they built roads and bridges and tunnels, and it was great. And it put the men to work. Back then, the majority of women didn't work. They were able to stay home and afford their apartment and afford a place to live. They put the men back to work. So Steve's answer to me was, oh, everyone should go out and build bridges. And I said, you're going to have a 50-year-old woman who's been a hotel event coordinator or a conference coordinator or an entertainment, someone who works at stadiums booking bands. You're going to tell them to get out on a bridge and build it? He says, well, then they should be retrained. I said, retrained for what? They've spent their whole life working on what they did and making it better. But I tell you, those jobs, folks, are gone for good. I mean, even if you were an event planner, all your vendors are gone. Sure, you can book the, biggest conference or plan the biggest wedding, but when there's no restaurants to cater them, or there's no florist to decorate them, or linens, or anything, we don't even know if the venues are going to be around. Folks, we are in really, really bad shape. This is really, really scary, and the government has no intention of bailing anyone out. In Massachusetts, they say per capita, we are in a really bad spot right now. And the governor is thinking about closing things down and reversing what's open. And in my opinion, he should do that. People are getting tired and people don't give a shit. I was reading an article today where a woman in New York, she said her husband quarantined, she quarantined, everybody did what they were supposed to, and then she called all the shops and all the places that she went, 3 days before testing positive, to say, hey, listen, I was positive, I was at your restaurant or your supermarket or whatever it is. And she said nobody cared. Nobody gives a shit anymore. But folks, we need to give a shit. Because in California, 55 million people are in lockdown again. And who's helping them? Who's helping the businesses? Let's face it, there's no more PPP loans. There's no more stimulus. There's no more extended unemployment. Congress is ready to go on break again. We know that they put this fictitious date of December 11th with no intention of supporting the American people. McConnell just wants to appoint his judges, and that's it. Folks, we are heading someplace really, really bad at the beginning of the year. Anyway, folks, we are headed to a really dark place in 2021. And the people at the bottom and the middle class, we just keep getting stepped on. There's no stimulus checks, none for you and none for I. There's nothing. The government just doesn't care anymore. I mean, lives are on the line. Our hospitals are over capacity. What the hell are we doing? I get it. People are tired. We're all tired. We all want to go back to normal. A vaccine, they say, is just around the corner. We just have to stay a little bit longer. But what's coming after this? Things are not going back to normal. If you think a concert can just reinvent itself, or a play, or a theater, a restaurant, you're sadly mistaken. Conferences, first of all, their guest lists have changed. Everybody, all the players have changed. And what it once was will no longer be. You can't just put something back together just because they say it can. I don't know. I see a lot of devastation in 2021. I wish it weren't so. I really do. I wish that this vaccine will put everything together, but it won't. And it won't for a long time. All right, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Keep the faith. Stay safe, folks. Wear your mask. All right, keep the faith. Talk to you soon, and thanks for watching.